Hello and welcome to Own Your Health with me, Katie Brindle. Now, today's episode is going to be a bit different because a couple of weeks ago, when I had completely lost my voice, so I was croaking like this, and it was absolutely hammering down with rain outside. Despite all of this, I was lucky enough to have one of the world's leading Qigong masters, who happened to be down in Somerset at the time and happens to be a personal friend of mine, pop in because he was around and we both had a spare afternoon. So we threw it all together. We managed to get the camera up. My lovely friend Manuela came round as well, who's also a highly qualified Qigong teacher. And we recorded a Qigong class for everybody. So this episode is brought to you by a superb brand, which I'm so excited to talk to you about. Now, remember, all of the brands that we talk about in the advertising space in Own Your Health are always brands that I want you to know about because I think they're good. And Liminal is no exception to this. Now, Liminal is founded by a friend of mine and a friend of the podcast, Rebecca Brown. Now, Rebecca Brown started life as a narrative researcher, and you're thinking, what on earth is that? And the clue is interesting into the creation of Liminal that came out of the back of it. So she spent her entire professional career before this listening to people's stories. And she started to work into the menopause time before the menopause sort of became the huge, great topic that it is now. So consequently, she was building up this huge, great research bank of other people's stories, which then coincided with her own journey going into the perimenopause, where slightly her professional world started to fall apart due to the perimenopausal symptoms. Now, as a result of her own personal story and also being a narrative researcher, she started to experiment, as we all do. She started to ask herself, what if I ... So she started to formulate all sorts of different formulations using all sorts of different herbal decoctions in order to create the brand that is now called Liminal. And the answer to this is that she's created not just a superb range of powders and supplements, which are very complex powders with multi ingredients all combined into them, apparently extraordinarily difficult to formulate. But in this community, there is also very much a community-based energy frequency of the sharing of knowledge, the sharing of stories, the sharing of understanding that when you're going through your menopausal symptoms, not only do you need physical and biological support, but you also need emotional and spiritual support as well. Now, this is something that is key to the heart of the Liminal brand. So over there is the most amazing community of men and women who are discussing all sorts of treatment modalities which have worked for them or their partners. So Liminal is a brand that I would very much encourage you to pop over to the website. So that is our wonderful sponsor and friend of the podcast today. And now we shall go back into the rest of the podcast. Now, we did do an interview at the beginning, which was we were hoping we would be able to publish, but the sound quality is so bad, and in between my voice, the rain, and the echoey room we were in, it didn't really work. So I'm going to do that bit myself now instead. But John Munroe was somebody that was introduced to me several years ago by a very dear colleague of mine, Aaron Collins Thomas, and he is the most fantastic Qigong instructor. Well, he's a Qigong master. Now, many of you probably don't know what Qigong is, so let's just talk about that first. Qigong means life force practice. It's energy practice. It's sort of Chinese yoga, I guess, is the way to sort of get it in your mind in sort of that space. But it's not the same. It's not the same. There are similarities, but it's not the same practice. And John is just one of the most wonderful teachers. And as someone that teaches Qigong as part of my healing movement that I teach, the thing that I've learned over the years is that in order to heal the body, the easiest and the most powerful way to heal the body is through moving the energy, because everything is energy. So if the energy isn't right in your body, you won't feel well. Energy is a feeling. You feel energy. You don't see it, you feel it. So therefore you have to learn to feel it. But many of us who listen to this would have been brought up in the 20th century being told to be less sensitive. You would have been told you're too sensitive. Don't be so sensitive. You need to toughen up, is things that we were told. Now, the thing is, when you want to understand how to heal the body with energy, it's actually the opposite is true. You need to resensitize your body in order to start feeling what your body's showing you, saying to you, and how things are moving around your body. Now, this in turn ties into everything that I teach you here on Own Your Health, which, let's recap it again. The 3 key things you need to know. To own your health, you need to ensure that the blood and energy are moving freely around your body. And if they don't, you're going to feel sick in some shape or form. The next thing is the purge and nourish mechanisms of the body need to be moving smoothly. That means your body's like a big drain pipe, so it mustn't get clogged up. If it gets clogged up, things get blocked, and then the energy in the blood don't move smoothly around the body. So again, you get sick. And finally, which is the bit that people don't really know, is you need to strengthen the 5 key organs. You actually need to strengthen and balance all the organs, but the 5 key ones are the most important things, and they are the heart, the spleen, the lungs, the kidney, and the liver. And that is what you need to do to be healthy. Now, the best way to do that is to resensitize yourself to the energy movements around your body and allow it to move by making a series of considered movements with slow breath, which in turn will create a smooth flow of qi and blood, which will ensure that the body is purging and nourishing correctly, and in turn strengthens the 5 key organs. So that is what Qigong does. And it's marvelous. And the thing about Qigong, because you're probably thinking, well, if it's that amazing, how come I've never heard of it before? And why is no one doing it? Well, the answer is because Qigong, this was part of the interview with John, because I said, because why is it? How come yoga is so mainstream and Qigong isn't? And one of the reasons is that traditionally in the Chinese culture, things were kept secret. So the great masters would often have great lineages and things were just kept secret. It was sort of secret recipes, secret formulas, and therefore things were kept secret. And then as a result of time and space and history and the Cultural Revolution and all sorts of twists and turns of history, some of these secrets remain secret. And it's only really in the age of the 21st century where the truth is coming to light and we have the wonders of podcasts and social media and everything else, that these secrets are starting to be told. And John is, I would say, a secret holder, except he's not keeping it secret, he's teaching it. So John is marvellous. I would urge anybody listening to this to please follow him. He created something called Long White Cloud Qigong, which is relevant because he practices from New Zealand and he's born in New Zealand, but also Long White Cloud has got lots of references to Qigong as well. He also runs many teacher trainings. He tends to teach teachers. So this was a rare opportunity for normal people like us that perhaps aren't wanting to do teacher training to just benefit from his very, very high levels of teaching that he makes accessible to everyone nonetheless. So that's really probably why you've not heard of Qigong. John is somebody I urge you to have heard of. If you're considering wanting to have a side hustle, or you're a yoga teacher, or you're a personal trainer, or you're a sports person, and you're thinking about teacher training, I would urge you to look at John's courses. They're really good. Many, many people have gone and studied with John on my recommendation, and I continue to urge people to go to this day. But in the meantime, coming up after this intro is about a half-hour lesson which John has taught, where Manuela and I are like the backing singers in colour-coordinated jumpers, because it was the best we could do, because it was all thrown together at the last minute. And John has given us a bit of an introduction class. Now, it's introducing things in 2 ways. It's first of all an introduction class to anybody that is tired, stressed, overwhelmed, can't sleep, or is feeling exhausted yet restless, or is wondering why Qigong is so amazing and why I'm raving about it so much and would quite like to give it a go. So it's a sort of introduction class for anyone and everyone as a starting point. It takes 30 minutes, and I would recommend that anybody listening to this would just give me 30 minutes to just try this class with John and notice how you feel. Give yourself a mark out of 10 at the beginning in terms of how icky you feel, and then by the end of 30 minutes with John, give yourself another mark out of 10 and notice the difference, because you will feel substantially better. I would expect you to have moved away from that horrible feeling of exhausted yet restless into a lovely feeling of relaxed yet energized, because that's what this class will give you, and that's what Qigong offers. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me here. Do enjoy the class, and let me know in the comments below what you thought. I'd like to talk to you about our 2 wonderful sponsors, because we don't take on anybody, we're very picky here. So the first sponsor is the Naked Pharmacy. Now, the reason we love working with them so much is because on this podcast, we cover a wide range of health advice. I mean, from any given week, I'm going to be talking to you anything from shingles to sinusitis to eating chia seed rye bread in order to get good bowel movements in autumn, to decluttering, to a myriad of different things. And you need a partner that can kind of run with you at the same time. And the Naked Pharmacy is just that, because they have supplements for everything, which means whatever topic we're talking about, you can pop over to the Naked Pharmacy and they will have supplements to support this information. Now, not only that, that, they are very content rich. They have an actual pharmacy, which is what's so great. So just as we as a brand here on Own Your Health are very keen to answer all your questions and to keep the dialogue going with you, to offer the advice as much as just products themselves, the Naked Pharmacy are the same. So they have the products to match the content, but they also have the expertise as well. Now, they cover anything from stress to sleep to mood to energy to gut health to weight management, and pretty much everything else besides. So they're also going to give you the support as well. And they're offering us a 20% discount. If you use KT20 at checkout, which is at thenakedpharmacy.com, and you pop in KT20 at checkout, you will get a 20% discount. So we're really picky about who we partner with, because I want to make sure that when I'm partnering and promoting something here to you, my audience, that I endorse it wholeheartedly, and I genuinely think it's in your interest to know about it. So let's talk about Meda. Now, Meda Skincare was set up in 2009 by Dr. Tina Meda. And the reason I love this brand so much is because it's really very much focused on finding holistic and natural solutions to your skincare. And she has a few really cool, iconic products. The first one, which is the one that she started with, which is this probiotic exfoliating Enzy peel mask. What it does is it works in conjunction with the microbiome on your skin. Now, this is really important because most of my audience is sort of 40 plus. So anyone that's 40 plus is likely to have put chemicals on their skin over the years, because that was the skincare that we were sort of introduced to in the bad old days of the 20th century. Now, that's not great, because when you strip the microbiome off your skin, what happens is then that gets replaced by a whole load of chemicals. And that's not great, because basically everything's stripped off and chemical dependent. So what happens with this Enzy peel mask is that it basically supports the health and diversity of your skin's beneficial bacteria. Now, this is important because I'm talking to you about this in the autumn. And autumn is very much a time of the metal element, which is to do with your lungs and your large intestine and the immune system. And microbiome, which sits on the surface of the skin and is not to be stripped off, has a direct relationship with the lungs, because the skin is the second lung. And the lungs, in turn, have the secondary organ of the large intestine, which is where vast quantities of this microbiome are hosted within the body. And this is all the good bacteria. This is all the good stuff. So we really don't want to be stripping this stuff out. So Meda has a brilliant quiz, which will help you establish exactly what it is that you need to be adding to your skincare routine. But the hero product that she launched with back in 2009, which sort of got her into the public space, is very much this Enzy peel mask, which is probably the thing that I use the most. And I really, really enjoy using, and you can really feel it sort of working into the skin. So a brilliant, brilliant brand. I really, really endorse this brand. I think it works very much as regular skincare, but also treatment skincare as well. And I'm all in favour of regulating the biome back into your skin if you've been using chemicals.
So we're going to start just by warming our body up, getting our joints moving. So if you put your hands together, place the fingers together, and we're going to rotate at our wrists to begin with. And then we'll change, we'll go the other way, rotating with our wrists. From here, moving out to our elbows, making some circles at our elbows. And then going the other way. Noticing that as you start to loosen the elbows, you're also loosening your shoulders. Now, coming specifically to our shoulders, we'll do one arm at a time, big circles. Opening up through the shoulder. And then at the same time, you'll notice that you start to open up down your back, down to your waist. So as we prepare one part of the body, naturally the next part also starts to move more freely as well. We'll change directions in the other way. And then other arm, big circles. And the other way. Then bringing your hands onto your waist, we'll make some circles at our waist, which gently starts to open up our hips. And the other way. Then coming to our knees, we'll step our feet together, hands on our knees, rotating at the knees. And the other way. Then stepping your feet back apart, we'll rotate our ankles as well. So just one ankle at a time. And we'll go the other way. The other ankle. And the other way. With our neck, we'll tilt our head forward and up and back and forward and up and back and forward and up and back, and then looking to one side, looking to the other side, looking to one side and the other side, looking to one side and the other side. Coming back to the center. If you have any issues with your neck, you can keep tilting forwards and back, turning side to side. Otherwise, if you're comfortable with your neck, you can do some rotations, full rotations, just gently exploring the range of motion. And we'll change directions, going the other way. Coming back to the center, releasing your hands to your sides, and we're just going to twist side to side, nice and loose, loosening your spine, loosening your whole body. And coming back to settle in the middle. We'll take a few moments now to just stand, to be aware of our body, aware of our breath, and start to tune into our energy as well. So as you stand here, see if you can be aware of your feet, your toes, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your abdomen, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. Be aware of your whole body. Then also tune into your breath. Feel the way your breath moves through your body. As you inhale, naturally your body expands and rises. As you exhale, naturally your body contracts and sinks. Steady, relaxed breath. Aware of your body, aware of your breath. And simply tuning into our breath, allowing our body to move with our breath, allows our energy to start to flow more freely as well. So you might even start to notice the energy flowing in your body. Our first movement, we'll sink our legs just a little, and then we'll breathe in, lifting our hands up, extending our legs, reaching the hands all the way up, And then breathe out, turning our palms down, lowering down, all the way back down. So we breathe in, coming up, and breathe out, lowering down. So the movement is called lift up, pour down. So we breathe in, we're bringing a wash of energy all the way up through our body. And then as we breathe out, we're washing that energy all the way back down to the earth. So we connect to the energy in the earth, we breathe in, we draw fresh energy up through our body, releasing it all the way up, and then breathe out, washing down from heaven all the way back down to the earth. We'll do this a couple more times. Breathe in, opening up this flow of energy through our whole body, and then breathe out, washing that energy back down. One more, breathe in, and breathe out. So we've gently got that energy flowing. Our next step is going to be to shake things up, to start to loosen things up even more so we get the energy into every part of our body. We'll breathe in, raising our arms to our sides, and then we're just going to shake. And you can keep breathing naturally, shaking through your whole body. Getting every part moving, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest, your back, your waist, your hips, your legs, shaking. Remember to keep breathing. We'll take one more breath in, and breathe out, lowering our arms this time. Good. Maybe now you feel that energy a bit more active. We feel those fluids moving more strongly in our body, maybe a little bit of a buzzing tingle within our body coming out to the surface of our body. We're now going to focus on filling our body gently with energy. We'll bring our hands onto our dantian, so underneath your belly button on your lower abdomen. And we'll start very simply by, as we breathe, focusing on the movement of our lower abdomen. So as we breathe in, the abdomen expands. As we breathe out, the abdomen relaxes back in. So we breathe in, abdomen expands, and we breathe out, abdomen relaxes back in. Breathe in, we want the abdomen to expand in all directions, to the front, the back, the sides, up and down. And then as we breathe out, it relaxes back into the center from all directions. Breathe in, abdomen expands, so we're filling the energy to our center first. And then breathe out, relaxing back in. Breathe in, abdomen expands. And breathe out, relaxing back in. We'll release our hands to our sides now. And we're going to spread this filling out to fill our whole body. We'll do it in a few steps. So we'll breathe in, we extend our legs a little, we open our arms just a little to the side, and breathe out, relaxing back in. So as we breathe in, opening the arms to the sides, we feel a filling from our center outwards, filling our whole body. And then we breathe out, relaxing back in. We'll breathe in, we'll raise our arms a little further, filling that whole body. And breathe out, relaxing back in. Breathe in. You can think of yourself a little bit like a human-shaped balloon, filling up from the middle outwards. And breathe out, relaxing back in. So we breathe in, filling up even more, feeling that internal pressure, filling our limbs, filling our arms, filling our legs. Breathe out, relaxing back in. So we breathe in, our torso fills, our pelvis fills, our legs fill, our arms fill. Breathe out, relaxing back in. Breathe in, feel that expansion from within, filling our whole body. And breathe out, relaxing back in. Breathe in, expand. expand, feeling a little stretch from the inside. Breathe out, relaxing. Back in. We'll do just one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to change the movement a little now, and we're going to use some dynamic tension to activate our energy even more. So we'll breathe in this time, opening our arms wide to the side, extending our legs. And then as we breathe out, we're going to bring some tension into our body, squeezing our body as we pull the arms in, bending the legs. So we breathe in, we release, we relax, we open, we breathe out, we squeeze, pulling in. We're squeezing the muscles in our arms, our chest, our back, all the way down to our legs. Breathe in, expand, relax. Breathe out, squeeze. You can do this as gently or as strong as you like. Breathe in, it's a good idea to start gentle, but we want this to go right through the whole body, from our hands to our feet, everything squeezing, activating together as we come in. Breathe in, expand, open. Breathe out, squeeze, and you might notice that you start to get a bit warmer as you do this. Breathe in, we're generating a bit of heat, a bit of fire inside. Breathe out, that warms our energy, gets it flowing. Breathe in, flowing out into all the tissues, it warms all the muscles. Breathe out, starts to warm our connective tissue as well, our fascia. Breathe in, expand, open, breathe out. Breathe in. Again, you can do this as gently or as strongly as you like. Start gentle, but then you can get stronger using more tension, generating more heat, generating more of a stretch, a pull, and activation through your body. Breathe out. Breathe in. We're going to do one more of these. Breathe out. Now we're going to work a bit more strongly. This time we're going to press down. We're going to see if we can keep tension. Again, it doesn't have to be strong, but tension through the whole body. And then we're going to come up and open the hands out to the sides, palms up. We're going to come into the center, pushing down, palms down. We come up through the center, opening out. Breathe in, and again, we want to feel a gentle tension right through the whole body, from our hands, linking through our shoulders, down through our back, through our waist, down to our pelvis, down to our legs, everything engaging together. So as I open with my hands, I'm also squeezing, tensing, pushing with my feet. As I push down, again, I'm squeezing, tensioning, pushing with my feet. Coming up, coming down. One more, coming up. This time we'll come to the center. We're going to make fists with our hands, and we're going to pull one hand out to the side high, the other low, and we feel a twisting stretch right through our whole body. We come back to the center. Going to the other side, one hand coming out high, one low. We feel a twisting stretch through our shoulders, into our chest, our back, down to our waist. Coming back to the center. So we'll breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, feeling that dynamic tension activating the tissues all the way through your whole body. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. This next movement we're going to extend a bit further, so we'll breathe out. And we're going to continue moving the arms outwards in a circle. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out, so we're activating all those tissues, but there's a smooth, rolling movement through them. The energy doesn't get stuck, it flows through. Breathe out. Breathe in. We'll change directions, going the other way. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. When our hands come to the center, we'll move to our next movement. We're going to breathe in, raising our arms to the sides. We're then going to step forwards, crossing in front, breathe out. Breathe in, stepping back, crossing the arms in front, and backwards, pull down. Breathe in, come forwards, and out. Breathe in, come forwards 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 and out. Breathe in, coming back to the center, crossing the arms, coming down. From here, we're going to bring our hands up in front of our body. We turn and we breathe out, extending our one arm forwards, the other back. We come back into the center. We breathe out, we turn to the other side, extending through. Breathe in. This time we're going to extend the other arm forwards. So we cross our body over, we feel a twist through our whole body. Breathe in, back to the center. Turn, breathe out. Feel a twisting, stretch, activating right through the body. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Breathe out again. We're wanting to keep attention right through our whole body. It doesn't have to be too strong, but we want to keep everything connected from our hands through our body all the way down to our feet. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. We'll go once more to the other side. Breathe out. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out, lower our hands. Breathe in, raising in front. And breathe out, crossing in front one more time, pressing out to the sides. We can release that tension now and hopefully feel everything well activated, well warmed. You feel the movement right through your whole body, everything activated. We're going to spread all this energy out, make sure it's flowing well through our whole body. We're going to use some striking for this. It's a type of self-massage. You can do this just using your hands, or if you have a tapper, you can use a tapper for this as well. We'll start by bringing our hands into our lower abdomen again, and we'll bring our hands around into our back. And we'll just rub to begin with, just rubbing in circles over our kidneys and the lower back. And then we're going to strike down the back, down the outside of our legs. We'll come up the inside of our legs, up the front of our body. We'll go out the inside of one arm, up the back of the arm, out the inside of the other arm, up the back of the arm, over your face, over your head, over your neck. We'll strike down the body again. Getting a nice warm finger, bringing that energy, bringing that blood all the way up to the surface, all over your body, making sure it's flowing freely through your whole body. And back, up over our face, over our head. We're going to go around one more time, all the way down, all the way up, and go out, one arm, up the back. Up the other arm, up the back of the arm, over our face, over our head, over our neck, coming down to our waist. Bring our hands back in front, releasing them down. We're just going to do one more type of movement to get the energy flowing freely through the whole body. It's a simple swinging movement. So we breathe in, raise our arms up, breathe out, swing down, breathe in, out. You get a bit of rhythm this time. Out, in, out, in, out. So the swinging naturally makes the energy move through the arms, through the legs, and the strong swinging moves means that if we've activated any excess energy, we can let it go, release it out. Out, 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 out. Now we'll do something similar to the side. So we cross our arms in front as we breathe in, and then we breathe out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Letting go of any excess Coming back to the center, we're now going to sweep right over the whole body. So we breathe in, coming up over our head, and then breathe out, all the way down. Breathe in, come up the front, over the top of our head, breathe out, breathe in, come up over the top of the head, breathe out. This time come up to the chest. We go out one arm, out the back, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Last one, out, and we'll come over our face one more time, out, and we return to a standing position. Just stand for a few moments. Feel the energy active within your body. Feel it flowing smoothly into every part of your body. The blood flowing strongly, the connective tissue warm and active. And when you've stood for long enough, you can bring your hands back to your lower abdomen and let your energy settle in your center.